What is the first thing you have to do when talking DHCP? It's installing the DHCP server role. DHCP on Windows servers is covered by the Windows feature you'll learn how to install in the upcoming demos in this clip. This course will be focused on DHCP in an Active Directory environment, so for the DHCP to actually hand out leases, it has to be authorized in Active Directory to avoid rogue DHCP servers in your network. All clear? Awesome. Let's move on. Now we're about to get hands-on. In this demo, we'll guide you through the steps to install the DHCP server role on a Windows Server VM, all using PowerShell. We'll also cover how to verify that your installation was successful, and we'll show you how to confirm that the DHCP server feature is enabled and running. So let's dive in. Let's get this show officially started and begin from scratch, installing the DHCP server role. So I'm here on my Windows client machine remotely logged into SRV1, which will be the DHCP server I'll be using throughout the course. To install the DHCP server role, you'll use the Install Windows feature commandlet. The Include Management Tools parameter that I'm using here is a parameter of Install Windows feature that includes extra software like the DHCP Management Console in this case. Capturing the output to a variable result, it gives us something we can inspect for error. So in a script, I'm just running this manually, but in a script, instead of just flashing on the screen, you'll be able to interrogate the result a little bit. So let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. Now notice that it did give us a warning. It says no static IP addresses were found on the computer, and that is correct. It is set to DHCP. However, in my lab environment, I have this in Azure, and technically it is a static IP address. That IP address will never change, but it's just set to DHCP on the machine itself. But if you're going to run this on-prem, you would definitely need to set a static IP address on this. So it looks like it finished. Now that we have the output captured to a variable, I will go ahead and check and see what the output is. And success is true, and we do not need a restart. Perfect. Now, if you were running this in a script, for example, since I returned the output to a variable, I could create a simple if condition here to where I can say if the result was successful. So if the success property was true, it'll just say DHCP role installed successfully versus not. It'll say it's failed, then you can interrogate and run from there. Now, lastly, let's do a final verification that the DHCP service is up and running. After all, installing the role is just the beginning. It has to be operational to actually use it. To do that, I'll run the get service to query the Windows service that the DHCP server role should have installed. And there you go. The status is running, so now the DHCP server is up and operational. We still need to do a little bit of configuration to actually get it working, but for now, everything is working. Ready for another demo? In this one, we're focusing on how to authorize your freshly installed DHCP server in Active Directory. We'll authorize the DHCP server in Active Directory, and we'll verify authorization is in place. I'm on my Windows 10 machine, my client machine, and remoted to SRV1, our DHCP server. So first up, let's begin by checking if the DHCP server is already authorized in Active Directory. This is an important step to ensure that your DHCP server is allowed to lease IP addresses on your network. Since the get DHCP server in DC commandlet didn't return anything at all, I know it's a little unintuitive, but that always means that there is no DHCP server authorized inside of Active Directory. Now, to authorize the SRV1 server that we're currently on, we can use the add DHCP server in DC command. Now that we've ran that, let's check and see get DHCP server in DC now. And voila, the DHCP server 10.0.0.4, which is my machine, does come up, and now it is properly authorized. It's a pretty easy process.